Do you have a stash of 6x8 patterned paper that you'd like to use on cards without making a pile of scraps? Hi, I'm Jess from JessCrafts.com, and I'm here to help you make the most of your crafty supplies in time. So let's get making. Today, I want to share with you 5 different ideas that you can use with 3x4 cut-aparts from 6x8 patterned paper. So, not all 6x8 patterned paper comes with these 3x4 cut-aparts, but this is what I'm talking about when you can take your 6x8 patterned paper, cut it in half and in half again, and they give you designs that are 3x4 inches wide. If you do not have these in your 6x8 pattern paper stash, but you still want to make quick cards, these are great for quick cards. And what I would do is I would take a patterned paper, maybe like this one that's, very simple pattern, relatively small scale, and I'd cut it to 3x4, and I'd add an image and a sentiment, because that is what I often notice with these particular 3x4 cut-aparts, is that they often have an image and a sentiment. Here they just have an image, and I'm probably going to add my own sentiment. Of course, you can skip that because then that might actually be easier to then customize it to what you want. Like say you need a winter birthday card. And I know I'm working with winter paper in March, but it's what I have from my stash, and I'm like, the focus is using stash. So the other thing that I notice they tend to do with 3x4 cut-aparts is a really large sentiment. So you can go into your sentiment dies and see if you have something that you can fill most of a 3x4 with. Those would be my 2 suggestions for basically making your own similar ideas to make quick cards with your 6x8 patterned paper. So whatever 6x8 patterned paper with 3x4 cut-aparts you are working with, go ahead and pull your 3x4 cut-aparts out. You're going to need those, and you're also going to need some coordinating patterned paper. So here, I might pick this Hello Winter and use the back side, because I think this Hello Winter would be pretty challenging to use with A2 size cards, especially if I don't want to make scraps. If I make a 5x7 card, I might be able to use it better, but if my goal today is to try to use up some paper, I want to be not so afraid to use the papers that just aren't calling to me the same way. I personally I think both sides of this kind of pattern paper are challenging to me. I do want to highlight, let's talk quickly about the templates. These can all be downloaded for free. There'll be links in the video description, or they are part of the pack of 30 in my Etsy shop if you just wanted to get them all really quick. And these are, or if you already have the pack, this is a good way to maybe make a note and say, oh, these are my 3x4 ones, so that you have that at the front of your sketches or something. So I'm using 6x8 paper busting template for A2 cards number 1, 7, 9, 22, and 30. 22 works with directional patterned paper, as does 7. These other 3 are going to call for you to cut the pattern paper and then turn it on its side if you're working with vertical 3x4s. Now, if you're making your own 3x4s, you can make them horizontal, and then you'll be able to turn things on its side. But then this one would be on its side, so that would need to be non-directional. I'm just trying to provide some helpful insight into that. Okay, so I can pull some directional and some non-directional pattern paper. I already have some non-directional, and then if I find one that I like that's directional, I know I'll be okay. This one's another one. I don't think I need to save this deer paper for a special card. It's just not that special to me. So I'm going to use the back side. The back side seems really simple to work with. So I'll pull that one, and I'll find a few more as needed. Normally, when I work with these templates, what I do is I use a 3x4 piece, and then I take the second 3x4 piece and I'm cutting it because I'm doing just one piece of pattern paper. But because here I'm really trying to use my 3x4 cut-aparts as they are, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to cut all my 3x4s, and then these patterned papers that I've picked out that are not cut-aparts, I'm going to be using to cut these parts of the template. So I'll go into that just a little bit more. So if we take a look at the sketches, or the templates, where it shows you how to cut the pattern paper, and then the sketch shows you how to assemble it, you'll see that on most of these, your sketch or template will show you that you're going to take a 3x4 piece of patterned paper and cut it into the various background pieces that they need, with the exception of number 30, where we're going to be doing a diagonal cut, and so it does not use a perfect 3x4. So that means for all of my extra patterned papers that I've picked out, I could start cutting them to 3x4, except for the one that I need for sketch number 30, which I can then cut instead to 4x6. And then I'm going to cut a diagonal. Now, in the sketch, I give you some information about how you can try to make it like more consistent every time and make this perfect cut here. But honestly, as it says, these measurements do not need to be precise. You can simply come in and kind of say, oh, that looks about halfway, cut it on the diagonal, and you'll get the two pieces that you need. So that's what I would do for sketch number 30. And then we'll walk back through the other sketches since that one was kind of the exception. So here I'm going to cut this down to a 3x4 inch piece. And let's start back at number 1 so we can go in order as much as possible. It says that you need a piece that's 1.5x4. If you're really trying to like make quick cards, that's the main goal here is to just use up some pattern paper in a relatively quick manner. I would say that a good number of these sketches, particularly if you're choosing dark paper on white or pretty solid paper on white, if you have a paper that's mostly a white background, it doesn't really stand out. You might want to have the called for mats to help it stand out. But if you don't, like if you have a darker paper, you don't need a mat to help it. And therefore you can skip that step as a way of saving time. However, all of the sketches specifically say the size of mats you need. And of course for the 3x4 templates, the 3x4 cut-aparts, you can cut those quite quickly because they're all going to be the same size. And they cut nicely out of an 8.5x11 piece of paper because they're going to be 4.25 on one side. So you could take an 8.5x11 piece of cardstock, you can cut it to 3.25 by 8.5, cut that in half, and you have two pieces without making additional scraps. Okay, so my next template is number 7. This one you're also cutting on the diagonal. And you are going to line up the corners. Please follow all manufacturers' safety instruction when using tools like paper trimmers and the like. And we're going to cut it on the diagonal, and then those become our background pieces. Here with sketch number 22, we need some more 3x4 piece. Next up, let's look at sketch number 9. It says to take your 3x4 piece and cut them into 1x4 inch strips. So I'll cut it to 2 and then to 1. And these will become the strips in the background, and your 3x4 goes on top of it. Finally, sketch number 22 is similarly, you're going to be cutting them into strips, but the strips are going to just look a little bit different. There's going to be 4 of them at 1 inch piece, and they're kind of like offset rather than centered, so that you can see more of them. If they were centered, 2 of them would be hidden behind that 3x4. So just kind of a little bit different of a look. And this one allows you to use directional patterned paper, which was a limitation of this one. This one wants non-directional patterned paper because you turn it on its side. So that was kind of inspired this sketch, is like, how can I do something similar but work with directional patterned paper? Because, that's somewhat common with 6x8 patterned paper. And so I'm going to cut these to 3 by 1 inch strips and drop one. We're going to be able to assemble an example for each of these cards, but of course you can cut these as many times as you have the 3x4 cut aparts for, so you can go through as much pattern paper as you need to. So let's take a look at our results. I have 6x8 paper rusting template number 1. I did forego all the mats on these for quicker examples, a faster video. And so you can see it turns out just a simple card. I'll add a sentiment to this later or not at all. It has those 2 1.5x4 inch pieces. I just want to say a couple of the measurements out loud just in case anybody would rather just be writing them down than downloading the templates. And then paper busting template number 7, where we took that extra piece of 3x4 and just cut it on the diagonal. Creates a quick card. This one doesn't call for mats on those triangles, so you don't need those. And when I do have mats, they're almost always 1/4 inch bigger. So if you're wondering about those mat sizes. Paper busting template number 9. As you can see, I did kind of shift the placement. I put them a little bit closer to the edges because I liked that look better. And you're always welcome to do that with these sketches. If the idea here is I show you how to cut without scraps, and then I give you one idea for how to create the card. Sometimes there are multiple ideas, and there are occasionally sketches or templates where I'll put more than one sketch because I can think of different ways to assemble the pieces. Again, you probably could turn these 4x1 inch pieces the other way and come up with different ideas. Almost always you can turn the sketches on their side for a slightly different look. I mean, obviously this is now like the cups are on their side, but if you had a different orientation there. And paper busting template number 22. Again, this time I actually kind of kept them in the same place, but there's a little bit more room between them because it's not the mats. On this template, I actually kind of really like the way the mats look, but I just wanted to keep it quick today to show you that you really can bust through some stash. Now, template number 30, I did follow as is except for the mat, although there is directions for the mat. And something I will point out is you could very easily change it up by just, again, of course you can put it on its side, but also taking that diagonal piece and putting it at the top of your card. So if that for some reason works better, there's different options that you have. Like if, you want to place it like down in the corner instead of kind of centered in there, all kinds of different ways that you can assemble these. But I wanted to talk about this briefly because this is not one of the cut aparts from what is. The cut apart's on the back. And I find that there's usually some cut aparts that for whatever reason I'm not going to use. This says winter's warmer when we're together. I am not going to send a lot of cards where that is the kind of sentiment that I would want to put on it. I donate a lot of my cards. And so this is not something a sentiment that I put on a card to someone I don't know. So I flipped it over and I did what I suggested and put a sentiment and a focal point image and created my own sort of cut apart look. And I'll attach that to the card. If you are also curious about donating your cards, there is a list of organizations on jesscrafts.com. There's always a link in the video description so that you can go ahead and see if there's a place that fits your needs. And they all have different requirements and things like that. So just check out those organizations. You can always email them. Or usually they have like a contact so that you can ask them questions and that kind of thing. I'm just providing it as like a jumping off point for those who are curious about what else they can do with the handmade cards that they make. And then I just wanted to have a very brief note on organization. So if you were trying to, obviously I only made 5 cards right now. I could totally make a bunch more. I could even use this entire paper pad with these 5 templates if I wanted to by doing things like making my own cut aparts as I did here. So if you're going to be doing a whole bunch of one particular design, I do suggest things like these plastic envelopes, or you can use like file folders, although those not quite as good. I like that this it seals all the way around. So you can keep like all the pieces and parts in the template together so you can know, okay, that's the card I'm making with this. Or the trays from scrapbook.com. They don't fit the templates, but if you just need to keep little pieces together, things like that can be pretty helpful. And then they stack up so that if you have to leave and you're doing this project over several days or something like that. Similarly, these, you can, close them up, you can bring them around the house, you can, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, just a little quick organization tip. I know I share that a lot, but just in case this is the first time you've seen any of this, also you can find individual videos for all of these templates if you want to see a more in-depth look or more describing exactly how I use the templates. I'll try to link those in the video description. Here are our 5 cards that we created. There are 5 fast ideas with 3x4 cut aparts and 6x8 patterned paper. If you found this video helpful, here's another video where you can find more ideas for enjoying your crafty time and supplies. Let me know you like this video with a share to your crafty community, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next template or tutorial, and check the video description for product links. See you in the next video.